All right, we are live.
Good morning.
Welcome to our little soiree here. We're using a product called StreamYard, and that allows us to send out streams to multiple locations at once. And if someone chooses to interact, we can get their information, they can ask a question, and we can respond. So it allows us to be a little bit more interactive. Jamie, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Jamie Karrat. I work with Ripple Effect Insurance. We are a local independent insurance agency located in Douglas, Mass. We write insurance policies for all of New England, with the exception of our friends from the north, Vermont. So Gary and I know each other through networking, which is also how I met Sue. So I'm super happy to be here and share my knowledge and answer any questions. So thanks for having me.
Great. So,
I'm Sue Gordon. I work in real estate with Gary Kelley. Again, know Jamie from networking, and am happy to be here.
And I'm Gary Kelley. I'm with Remax Executive Realty, and we thought we would sit down and take a look at where we are today. The president and the governor, they're talking about how can we lower the shields. Okay, what's that going to look like? And as we think about that, one of the questions I have is, what have we learned from what we've been through? Because while I haven't liked being sequestered, etc., I'm not going to say that it has been all bad. There are some learnings that come out of this. Jamie, what do you think?
I will definitely agree. The first couple of weeks was really hard. I have an 8 and 5-year-old boy who are not in school or not in daycare. I'm not in the office. My husband has still been working outside of the house. So it's kind of been, yeah, me running the show as far as, work. Taking care of them, not only, as their mother, but academically as well. So that was super challenging, but I've learned now that it's been so important to kind of just slow down and appreciate the things that maybe we're taking for granted. The first week or two was really hectic. It was really hard for me, emotionally, trying to figure everything out. But I've kind of taken time, taken a couple deep breaths, and really have been thankful to have the extra time that maybe I wouldn't have to sit down and play a game. And just kind of take it all in. They grow so quickly, and I've been thankful. And once I kind of got the routine and the panic was over, it's been good. I'm looking forward to them going back. However, it's kind of made me appreciate those things, and I'm thankful for all of the business partners, the referral partners, everybody I have that's kind of allowed me to stay afloat. And I'm extremely thankful to be in an industry where I, have still been able to work and earn an income, because I know there's a lot of people that haven't been able to do that. So far, so good.
Great. Sue, how about you? What have you been learning through this?
Well, I've been learning how to grocery shop in different ways. But first, I want to agree with Jamie that in the very beginning, as Gary knew, it was hard for me to get used to this new atmosphere and what was the world going to be like. And as you move a little bit into it, and, I kept telling my kids are a little bit older. I have 2 college-age kids, so they were pulled out of college life and brought home. One of them is was a second semester senior, so she's lost her graduation. So I think it was kind of like the mourning process. We were going through, the loss of what life was like. And now we've kind of hit into a routine. We grocery shop online and we get it delivered. We go for walks every day with the dogs, and, I might get up a little bit later, but I still try to exercise every morning and get my head on straight before I sit down and work for, maybe not the majority of the day. I kind of bop in and out a little bit more than I used to when Gary cracks the whip. He's smiling at me.
No,
But now that I'm home,
that's a good way of looking at it.
So it's all working. I mean, I'm like you, Jamie, looking forward to getting out.
Yeah.
And, maybe going to that bar, sitting 6 feet away from somebody and having my glass of wine served to me rather than pouring it in my big tumbler.
I think that through this, one of the things I've been seeing is that relationships do matter. And we perhaps we all knew that, but in a business context, there are people that are quite comfortable calling, 1-800-insurance or something like that, and dealing with a nameless, faceless call center somewhere because they can get the cheapest thing. But I have a belief in life that you can have good, fast, cheap. You can have any two, you can't have all three. And on something like this, Jamie does do my insurance. I'm able to call her up and say, okay, what should I do? Should I take that car off the road? Should I leave it? What's the long-term impact of this? Through this, I've also continued with Sue and Jamie to continue to do real estate transactions. And so as those have come out, it's easier at some level to work with someone you already know and can say, Jamie, cut the crap. I don't want to do that. Or Sue, we need to get this done. We need to get it done tonight. I know that it's, there's your dog. I know that that's different, but I think that Jamie is the grand poobah of the Mill Networking Group, and we've done transactions with Mike Robbins and Mike Flanagan, et cetera. Kept the ball rolling through this entire process. As a matter of fact, we have a closing today on a property where it was delayed, but at the same time, we were able to get the thing to happen. So I find that easier than dealing with remote call centers far, far away.
Absolutely. And two, if I were sitting in a remote call center waiting for the phone to ring for people to pick up the phone and call, my phone wouldn't be ringing. So the fact that I have local people, Gary, like you and Sue and Mike, and, there's several names. I mean, they're keeping me in business during this time. There's not, a lot of used car dealerships are closed right now. So people aren't buying cars, they're buying homes, they're refinancing their mortgage, and having those people that I know, like, and trust, and that know, like, and trust me have been letting me ride this wave. I'm having my busiest month of the year, despite everything that's going on. So it really speaks volumes to, like you said, just having somebody local that you can call rather than, 1-800 real estate.
Right, exactly.
It's like you with a Redfin, right? Or there was another company, Open Door, who's now laying people off because their phone's not ringing.
Well, I think that I don't want to get on and criticize competitors. They can live or die on their own. I think that there's a value in having relationships. And
Absolutely.
I think that there's a value in having a local agent that I can call. I think that there's value in saying, Sue, can we work on this today and have it be local as opposed to far away? I do certain things remotely. I have a guy over in Iran that draws floor plans. Okay. That's fine. And he was closed down for a little bit. That's the kind of thing where maybe the relationship isn't as important, but at the same time, I think relationships really are important. It's funny. I went into my office the other day, the real office, not the home office, to check on mail. And as I was walking out, the postman was walking in. He says, "You still live where you?" And he gave the address, and I said, "Well, yeah." And he says, "I remember you." It's like you don't get that with. I'm sorry, you don't get that with the Amazon delivery person. They it's always someone different, and they kind of drop by and leave the stuff outside, and off they go. What about inventory? Have we learned anything about inventory through this?
So you guys would probably be better suited to answer that question. But as far as I'm concerned, there's inventory everywhere and it's flying off the shelf, so to speak. If you're talking about real estate, if you're talking about toilet paper, I always buy in bulk, so it hasn't been an issue for me. But
I think
there is still inventory out there. I think that the people who there are some people who are delaying the selling and the buying process, but people that have been serious and were ready to put their houses on the market and had somewhere to go are still listing their houses. And the people who were looking for, all winter and all last fall and hadn't found something, they're still looking to buy. So if the properties are going on the market and they're still priced correctly, they are getting offers, sometimes multiple offers in a short time frame. There are still serious buyers and sellers out there.
Absolutely.
What do you think the characteristics, as we start to think about lowering the shields and moving forward, what do you think the characteristics are going to be of the people that are ultimately successful in the new world order, so to speak?
So in my opinion, I think the people that have been able to kind of ride this wave, so to speak, and haven't really had any hiccups are going to go gangbusters. And the people that have maybe been struggling are going to continue to struggle because their habits maybe haven't changed, or they haven't been doing any extra, marketing, what have you, in this kind of downtime. So when it does come time for everybody to get out of their house and, start buying houses, start going back to restaurants, it's still going to be those ones that have not kind of been innovative and adjusted. They're the ones that aren't going to be successful.
Sue, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's going to be, kind of a curve for everybody. I do agree with Jamie that people that have kind of kept going are going to keep going. And if you've adjusted your work schedule and kind of adapted it at this time, then you can adapt a little bit more to get back into the mainstream world when we get there.
I use the word adapt. I will use a different word. I'm going to use a word agile. The ones that are agile, the ones that, we're using a product called StreamYard. I'd never heard of StreamYard before all this started, but we're now doing StreamYard conferences, and we've got folks watching as we do this. You got to be agile. You have to do new approaches. I think doing meetings by Zoom, we're going to be doing that for a bit. I don't think it's going to be an immediate flip the switch, shields down, back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Until we have disinfected the world and have a vaccine. So it's how do we continue to do business in this new way of doing things? And I think that if you just do the old ways, it's not going to be something that's going to be successful. You've got to evolve.
I agree. And in integrating, the Zoom and the StreamYard and some of these other live things, I had never really done before. And, like you just said, it's going to definitely become part of my regular business practice. Yes, I still want to be face to face with people and talk to them one-on-one, but sometimes time doesn't allow it. If there's distance, I feel like it almost will expand everybody's reaches, therefore should make them more successful, in my opinion.
Yeah, how easy is it just to say, oh, let's just hop on a Zoom call real quick, rather than meeting somebody if you don't have to, or for some reason they can't,
Absolutely.
We've all gotten more comfortable. I mean, God, 6 weeks ago, I wouldn't get on a video with anybody.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable, Gary.
This is where
okay, now you know what I look like with my
people tease me, and I would say, well, Sue's just hanging around and stuff like that. The truth is, Sue wasn't comfortable being on camera, and now it's a part of what we do.
Right.
And so she's had to, talking about Sue like she's not sitting here.
Yeah, so Sue doesn't have a choice.
You've evolved and learned, and it's all new. I mean, my little home office here was a nice little home office, but I've now got some lighting in different parts of the room so that I don't look dark and dingy and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't want to work on a TV studio either, but you've got to make it so that the technology works.
Yeah. And it's working. I mean, it's working. I haven't really, skipped a beat. Networking meetings are still being done this way. Having one-on-one discussions are still being done this way. And it might be a little unconventional to what we've been used to in the past. But like I said, I think moving forward, this is definitely something that's going to be integrated into our daily lives. And I'm okay with that.
So any last words as we start to draw this to a close, folks?
I don't have anything, but I want to thank you for the time. I think this is really important. It's been nice kind of discussing it. And, as things do move forward, we start seeing things open up. It's going to kind of happen gradually, probably just like it closed. I'm interested and excited and a whole bunch of emotions to see where it's going to take everybody. I think the world, the country, people in general are going to be hopefully more appreciative and friendly and, not taking some of those little things for granted that maybe we have in the past.
I will say that last night I was picking up dinner at a restaurant and there was someone saying, an older gentleman, I don't know how old, but I'm going to guess 70 something. And he says, I can't get any hand sanitizer. And I said, okay, well, I have some extra in the car. And so I went and got it, handed it to him. And he says, well, what do I owe you? I said, well, don't worry about it. And he says, what? This cost you money. And I said, no, we have to all be together in this. And he was like amazingly happy that happened. And to me, it was a small gesture, but I think we all have to go through it together.
Yeah, absolutely. There needs to be a little bit more unity. I think people have been divided for so long that, we're all in this together. It doesn't matter.
Sue, how about yourself?
Well, thanks for having us and getting me comfortable and going on video, Gary.
All right. Well, I'm going to draw it to a close. Jamie, thank you. If someone wanted to reach out to you, how can they best reach you?
So they can always give my office a call. They can go on our website. My phone number is 508-283-3250. And my direct extension is 1002. Our website is ripfx.net. Check it out. Actually, we just revamped it, so it looks really great. You can find all of our agents, a little bit more information about our company there.
Sue, how would they reach you?
They can get in touch with me at sue@movewithgary.com, or they can call me on my cell phone at 508-333-4672.
And I'm Gary at movewithgary.com, and I'm at 508-733-6005. I want to thank you both for participating and stay sanitized.
Thank you, Gary. You as well.
Bye. Nice to see you, Jamie.
Bye, Gary.
Okay, so I